Today, in the chapter Money and Credit, I am going to discuss very interesting topic. The topic is that why the banks do not lend to all the borrowers. What is the reason behind? In the previous video I had talked about that banks don't give to all the borrowers. So what is the reason behind it? The banks don't want to give loans to all. The most important thing is that because of the absence of collateral. Now let us understand what is collateral. Then you will understand the reason behind it. Collateral is an asset that the borrower owns, such as land, vehicle, building, etc., and uses this as a guarantee to lender until the loan is repaid. If the borrower is unable to repay the loan, the lender, that is banks, have the right to sell the asset or collateral to obtain payment. Now, in simple terms, I am going to explain you. Suppose I am a borrower. Naturally, the bank will try to know from me whether I have got some property or not. In the value of that property, the bank gives loan. You cannot demand any amount of loan from the bank. Then what I will say, that I have got my own house, or I have got vehicle, I have got land, and they will take out the value of that land or building or vehicle. On that basis, they will fix the amount of loan to be given to me, and they will take the guarantee from me that if you are not able to repay the loan, then I will, that is the bank will sell your collateral, sell your property to get back the loans money that bank has given to me. So this collateral is very important for the bank, because if the bank will give loan to anybody without any collateral, and if they are not able to repay the loan, naturally the bank will become bankrupt. So this is very much required for a person who takes money or borrow monies from the bank, and without giving such guarantee, the banks don't give loan to the people. Now, I am going to discuss the topic, the type of deposit. I have been talking about the deposits to you. First of all, understand what do you mean by deposit. Deposit means holding of money of people in the banks. Means the people who deposit money in the bank, the people who give money to the bank, that is called the deposits. Deposits are of two types. One is the demand deposits, another is the time deposits. What is demand deposits? Suppose 100 rupees I have deposited in the bank, and after 1 month I want rupees 50 from the bank. So on demand, the bank will give me rupees 50 and 50 rupees will be with the bank. So this is called the demand deposits. The deposits in the bank account can be withdrawn on demand. These deposits are called demand deposits. Means money which you will get from the bank on demand, that deposits will call demand deposits. Sometimes what happens, a person keeps money for certain period of time in the bank. And if you keep the money for a certain period of time in the bank, banks give more interest. And those deposits are known as time deposits. Time deposits consist of deposits that need to be repaid on maturity. Suppose 10,000 rupees I have deposited money in the bank, and after 3 years that rupees 10,000 will be converted to rupees 20,000 by the bank. So for 3 years I have to wait so that the money can be doubled in the bank, and then I will get money after maturity of 3 years. So in time deposits you will withdraw money after maturity, after a certain period of time. So this is the difference between demand deposits and time deposits. In the demand deposits, what happens? A check is being issued by the bank. Sometimes what happens, that I don't want to go to the bank. Then what I will do? I will instruct the bank to give money from my account to that person. So first of all, let us understand what do you mean by check. Check is being issued by the bank to a person who deposit money in the bank. One gets facility of check against demand deposits. What is the facility? Check is a paper instructing the bank to pay a specific amount from the person's account to the person in whose name the check has been issued. Suppose I am M. Salim. I have got 1 lakh rupees money in the bank. M. Salim wants to give money to Prem Kumar. How much money? In this case we have 57,000. Then Mr. M. Salim, what he will do? He will issue a check in the name of Prem Kumar and will write the amount which should be given to Prem Kumar. Here you see 57,000 is given. Then what will happen? When the Prem Kumar will deposit this check to the bank, then from my account, this is my account 16137926023, the 57,000 rupees will be deducted and will be given to the Prem Kumar. Means I am instructing the bank, means Mr. Salim is instructing the bank to pay rupees 57,000 to Prem Kumar without giving cash to Prem Kumar. The bank will pay automatically to Prem Kumar when I will issue the check, or when the M. Salim will issue the check to Prem Kumar. So this is how a shoe manufacturer M. Salim has to make a payment to the leather supplier and writes a check for a specific amount. This means that the shoe manufacturer instructs his bank to pay the amount to the leather supplier. The leather supplier takes this check and deposits it in his own account in the bank. The money is transferred from one bank account to another bank account in couple of days, and the transaction is complete without any payment of cash. In the check, what we have to write? Account payee. We have to write the name of a person to whom I have to pay the money. How much money we have to pay? We have to write in both in words and figure. Then we have to write the account number. Then we have, here is the check number, and this is the coding used by the banks. By issuing the check to a person, the money can be transferred without any payment of cash. In the next video, I will talk of another topic. Thanks.